Okay. Now in this sums they told in the figure below OA equals to OB, so OA equals to OB and OD equals to OC. We have to prove these two triangles are congruent. Okay, so we'll start. So first we'll write in triangle AOD and triangle BOC. The first thing we can say that AO equals to OB. The reason is given. Number 2, we can say OD equals to OC. That is also given. And number 3, we can say angle AOD. Angle AOD is equal to angle BOC. Angle BOC. Now this one we say as vertically opposite angle. Okay. So you know that these two angles will be equal. If in this we say this is as vertically opposite angles. So therefore we can say that triangle AOD is congruent to triangle BOC. And what is my criteria? Side angle side. Understand? Two sides and one included angle in both. So we say it is SAS and then we write hence proved. Okay, hence proved. So the first one, number 1 is proved. Now number 2 they told that AD is parallel to BC. Okay. Now try to understand, if two lines are parallel, then the alternate angles are equal. You know, this angle equal to this angle and this angle equal to this angle. So if two lines are parallel, then alternate angles are equal. Right? Conversely, we can also say that if two alternate angles are equal, then we can say automatically that these two lines are parallel. Understand? So when we have to prove that these two lines are parallel, we have to either prove this angle equal to this angle, or we have to prove that this angle equal to this angle. So these are called the alternate angles. So we can write anything, because two triangles are congruent, therefore their corresponding parts will be equal. So simply we can say, therefore angle OAD is equal to angle OBC. Okay, or we can also say angle ADO equals to angle OCB. So both are correct. So we can say angle OAD equals to OBC. Now why? We can write CP, CT, and then we write, since alternate angles are equal, therefore AD is parallel to DC. Therefore AD is parallel to DC. Okay. Okay, now in this sum you see in the figure given below, this E and F are the midpoints of the equal sides of AB and AC. Now AB and AC, they told what? They are equal sides. So AB and AC are equal, and E is the midpoint of AB and F is the midpoint of AC. Now we have to prove BF equals to CE. We have to prove what? BF equals to CE. Now for any congruent triangle sum, first of all you have to find out or understand what you have to prove. You can see here what you have to prove here. We have to prove BF equals to CE, BF equals to CE. From there you should understand that which two triangles you need to prove congruent. So you can understand that the BF equals to, for proving BF equals to CE, BF equals to CE, we have to actually prove triangle BFC and triangle BEC are congruent. We have to prove this. Okay. Now see. Now in triangle, now if I start with in triangle BFC and BEC and triangle BEC, okay. Now we have to prove these two triangles, so you can understand BFC, this triangle, and then BEC, this triangle. We have to prove these two triangle congruent. So for that we require three elements to be proved. So number one, the first thing we can see that in both the triangle this side BC is common. Okay, so we can simply write BC is equal to BC. Okay, so here we will write common. Number two, you see, we can say that this angle equal to this angle. You know why? Because AB equals to AC. If you see in this triangle ABC, if AB is equal to AC, then angle B will be equal to angle C. Isosceles triangle. So therefore we can say that in triangle BFC, now always remember we have to always put the points in order, okay, in the same order in all the 3 points, okay. Don't mix up this order, otherwise marks will be deducted. Now what do you mean by the order? You see what I have written here first, I have written BFC first, and then triangle I have written BAC. So in this all these 3 points you will always write the parts of triangle BFC first and the parts of triangle BEC second, okay, at the last. So first one BC equals to BC. Now second BFC. Now in BFC this angle C, and in BEC this angle B is equal. So what we write? We write angle BCF. Okay, always we should write this three alphabets angle. We don't write only C. So what we write? We write angle BCF. Try to understand angle BCF, and there we will write angle CBE or EBC. Okay, angle CBE. Now here what we will write? We will write since AB is equal to AC, and therefore angle B is equal to angle C. Simply we can write that. Understand this point? What we have written BCF. BCF means this. So this BCF is a part of this triangle. So we are writing it first. And which is equal to angle CBE. Angle CBE. So CB is the part of this triangle. So we are writing it second. Okay. You should not write angle CBE is equal to angle BCE. Okay. Because we should maintain the order here. Okay. So remember this. Now the third point. Now third point, you see, given, given AB is equal to AC is given, AB is equal to AC is given. Now therefore we can say that half of AB is equal to half of AC, right? Half of AB will be equal to half of AC because AB equals to AC. Now try to understand, half of AB means EB. You know why? Because E is the midpoint. So E is the midpoint means BE equals to AE. That means I can say that BE is half of AB and AE is also half of AB. Similarly, CF is half of AC and AF is also half of AC. So therefore we can say that half of AB, now half of AB means BE and half of AC means CF. Okay, so let it be number 1 like this 1. Now this we'll put it here. Okay, so we are writing BFC first. So triangle, in triangle BFC we'll write CF. We'll write CF equals to BE. So that will be my third point. So CF is equal to BE, and what we write here? We write proved above. Proved above in number 1. So like this we write, and then we say that therefore triangle BFC is congruent to triangle BEC. Okay, and what was the criteria? You can see it is side, angle, side, SAS, and now we can say BF equals to CE. Now we can say therefore BF is equal to CE, and what will be CP, CT, and then we write hence proved. Okay, hence proved. Clear? Okay, this sum they told in the figure, in these two triangles, AB equals to PQ. So AB equals to PQ. Now second they told BR is equal to CQ. Now try to understand this BR. Now this is not the full side, only this part. From here to here it is BR, and this BR equals to from here to here CQ. Okay, only this part. And naturally they have given AB perpendicular to BC. So AB and this perpendicular, and PQ perpendicular to RQ. So we have to prove what? We have to prove AC equals to PR. So you can understand we have to take in triangle ABC and triangle PQR. Now in these two triangle, two elements we can easily see. The first thing there that we can say that AB equals to PQ. In first case, first we can say AB equals to PQ is equal to 90 degrees. So that is given. Okay. And number two, we can say that angle ABC is equal to angle PQR. So angle ABC is equal to angle PQR. Okay, sorry, why I have written 90, sorry. So the first point we say that AB equals to PQ, that's perpendicular, okay. So AB equals to PQ is given. And number two, we can say angle ABC is equal to angle PQR, and which is equals to 90, and this is also given. Now we need one more point, and that is our problem. So because they told only BR equals to CQ, they didn't told us कि BC equals to RQ. So because BC is the full side of this triangle and RQ is the full side of this triangle, but we know only BR equals to CQ. So that's the problem. So we have to set that third point, and therefore I have left space here. So first we will set that and then we'll start. Okay, so what we write now, first we can start with कि BR equals to CQ. It is given. So given BR equals to CQ. Now you can see that between this BR and CQ, this RC is the common part in both. So now if I write adding RC on both sides, okay, we can add or subtract, same thing always in an equation in both sides. So what we can write here? We can write BR plus RC and then again CQ plus RC. And now see what we get. We get BR plus RC, so that we get as BC. And then CQ plus RC, we get RQ. So we get BC is equal to RQ. So BC is equal to RQ. So now we can write this one as number 1, and now we can write this as the third point. So we should write BC here, because you can, if you remember, ABC is first, so I write BC is equal to RQ, and we can write here proved above in 1, and therefore triangle ABC is congruent to triangle PQR. And what is our criteria? Angle side angle, side angle side. So side angle side. And now we can say therefore AC equals to PR. So therefore AC equals to PR, CP, CT, and hence proved. Okay. Okay. In this sum they told in the figure, in this figure it's given PQ equals to QR. So PQ is equal to PR. Then they also told that angle Q is equal to angle R, and we have to prove a triangle PQS. So that means this triangle is congruent to PRT. So this triangle, okay. So we'll start like this again. In triangle PQS and triangle PRT, the first point we can say that PQ equals to PR, and that is given. Now number 2 we can say angle PQS, angle Q means angle PQS is equal to angle PRT. Okay, it is given. Now third point we can say that this angle, see this angle is common in both the triangles, so you can find this angle in this triangle and you can find this triangle in this triangle also. So therefore we say this is common. Okay, so but with respect to PQS, this triangle, we say this angle as QPS or SPQ. Okay, so we'll write QPS for PQS, so we'll write angle QPS. And with respect to this triangle, we can say this is RPT, angle RPT. So this we'll write as common. Okay, so we got the 3 points. And now we can say triangle PQS is congruent to triangle PRT. Okay, so and what was the criteria? That's angle side angle, right? So angle side angle. So and therefore we can say hence proved, and we'll write number 1. So this is number 1. And number 2 they told QS equals to RT. So QS equals to RT. Now QS will be equal to RT. So we'll write here directly. Therefore QS is equal to RT, and simply we'll write CP, CT, and hence proved. Okay. Okay, now in the sum they told in the figure line segment AB is parallel to CD. So AB is parallel to CD, so these two lines are parallel, and O is the midpoint of AD. So O is the midpoint of AD means that AO will be equal to OD. Okay, we have to prove these two triangles are congruent. The first thing we have to prove AOB is congruent to COD, and second thing we have to prove naturally BO will be equal to OC if these two triangles are equal. So that is O is also the midpoint of BC. So that also we have to prove. So let's start. We can write in triangle AOB and triangle COD. So in triangle AOB and COD, the first thing naturally we can say that AO is equal to OD. So AO equals to OD. What is the reason? Since O is the midpoint, of AD. Now number 2 we can say naturally this angle equal to this angle, right? Vertically opposite angle. So we can write therefore angle AOB is equal to angle COD, so that is vertically opposite angles. Now similarly number 3, we can also say that this angle equal to this angle, okay, right? Because you know these two lines are parallel and this is a transverse, so we can say this equal to this, and we can also say, try to understand, this equal to this, okay. So since we require only one point, so we will write angle BAO, angle BAO, okay. So that means BAO means this angle is equal to this angle, so we will write CDO, angle CDO. Why? Reason, since AB is parallel to CD, and then we write alternate angles, alternate angles, okay. So hence proved. So therefore we can say triangle AOB is congruent to triangle COD. And what is the criteria? Angle, angle and side. So we write ASA, that is angle side, sorry, yes, angle side angle, right? And naturally for number 2, now we can also say that therefore BO equals to OC. Therefore BO is equal to OC, simply the reason is CP CT, and therefore we can say that O is also the midpoint. O is also the midpoint of BC, and hence proved, okay. Okay, now in this sum you have to find the value of x and y. So it's simple. We'll first see that which two triangles we can prove congruent. So you can understand this triangle and this triangle, if I can prove congruent, because in the figure you can see it is given that, you know, this side equals to this side, because it's given like this. It's also given that this angle equal to this angle, and is also given this angle equal to this angle. So simply we can prove these two triangles are congruent. And since these two triangles are congruent, therefore corresponding parts of congruent triangle are equal. We know that CPCT, and therefore we can say that 2x plus 4 equals to 3y plus 8. So from there we will get a first equation, and we can therefore also say that x equals to 2y. So from there we will get the second equation, and by solving these two equations simultaneously we can get the value of x and y. Understand? So but first we have to prove the triangles are congruent. So in triangle ABD and triangle ACE, so first we can say that angle BAD is equal to angle CAE. It is given. Similarly, then angle ADB is equal to angle AEC. And then we can say that AD is equal to AE. AD is equal to AE. So this is also given. And now we can say therefore triangle ABD is congruent to triangle ACE, and the criteria is ASA, angle side angle. And therefore we can say that AB equals to AC, and we can also say BD equals to EC. Reason is what? CP CT. Okay, and therefore we can say that 2x plus 4 equals to 3y plus 8. and from there we'll get the first equation. So 2x minus 3y is equal to 8 minus 4. So 2x minus 3y is equal to 4. So this is my first equation, and we can also say that x is equal to 2y. So therefore x minus 2y is equal to 0. So this is my second equation. Okay, now we can solve this first and second simultaneously, and we will get the value of x. 2x minus 3y is equal to 4, and we get x minus 2y is equal to 0. So first equation. Second, now we can multiply the first one by 1, second one by 2 to make this equal. So what we got? 2x minus 3y is equal to 4. 2x minus 4y is equal to 0. So this is my third equation and fourth equation. And now if you subtract, then this x will get cancelled, minus and plus, and 0 is okay. So 2x and 2x got cancelled. What we get? 4y minus 3y. So we get y and is equal to 4. Okay, and y is equal to 4, and then we can say that x minus 2y is equal to 0, or x minus 2 into 4 is equal to 0. So simply we get x is equal to 8. So finally x equals to 8 and y is equal to 4 is the answer. Okay.